After the fall of Saddam Hussein, the U.S. promised to, quote, rebuild Iraq. But it was soon clear the U.S. had launched a war without doing any planning for what would come after. And Washington was overspending in Iraq.
That at least $8 billion in U.S. money was wasted in Iraq.
For 9 years, Stuart Bowen and his team tracked projects he calls well-intentioned but poorly designed and managed. The U.S. budgeted nearly $61 billion for reconstruction and spent $53 billion by last September. That's $15 million a day, every day for 9 years. Some of the money was given to the U.S. Agency for International Development, or USAID.
USAID personnel began working with local leaders to rebuild Iraq.
But the inspector says that in practice, it was the Pentagon and Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld who controlled the checkbook. When the U.S. left Iraq in 2011, $45 billion had been spent on security-related projects. While the spending was robust, the supervision not so much. The result, eye-popping waste, fraud, and abuse. Convicted felons skimming the cash meant to pay construction workers. A $40 million prison, never wanted, never finished. And John Cockerham, a former Army major, now in prison for stealing millions from government accounts.
Some of those had access to these large duffel bags of cash. And were unable to resist the temptation to steal.
In all, 220 audits, 104 criminal indictments, 82 convictions, and $191 million in fines and penalties. Bowen says some of the money will never be found. But if there is a next time, he hopes the U.S. will have learned the very costly lesson of Iraq.
It has been costly to Iraq, to the United States, and to coalition partners in ways that no one anticipated 10 years ago.
Rosiland Jordan, Al Jazeera.